Okay, if you're sticking around, let's go ahead and we're going to take our chairs and place them over against the wall. The reason why is when I'm doing a hip hinge, if hinging from the hips and going all the way to the floor is just too much, you can do a hip hinge and end up with your hands right there on the chair, and that works great. Okay? All right. I'm going to reposition my mat just a hair. Okay. And I can already hear my friend making fun of me in my head. She'll do something awful, like purposefully put her mat in the wrong direction. Oh, the horror. Okay, I'm far enough away from my chair that when I hinge, I'm not going to hit myself. But if I need my chair, I'm going to bring myself a little closer. So I'm going to step in a little bit closer and demonstrate how you're going to use the chair. All right, we're going to start with our feet about hip distance apart, pretty close together, and I'm standing nice and tall. And I'm going to start in what we call Tadasana, standing. And just take a couple breaths in and out. And now on that inhale, sweeping my arms out and up. Exhale, hands to heart, and then sitting my hips back into chair. Inhale, reaching up, lifting the chest, and exhale, sitting down. And I'm trying to find that nice stretch in my calves. And chair from yoga is a little bit different than a regular squat. We do let our knees go a bit more forward, but our butts are still going back. Once more, I'm going to reach up, come down into chair, and then stay. Take a couple breaths, finding length in the back of the neck. My knees are lined up between my second and third toe. One more breath. And now deep breath in, sweeping the arms up. Then as I exhale, circling my arms out and around, back down to my sides. Nice big breath in and out. And now as I inhale, sweeping my arms back up. And this time a flat back hinge, bending my knees and reaching my hips back. I'm going to take my hands right to that chair. And then as I inhale, I'm going to lift my chest up a little bit, halfway lift, and then exhale, lower back down. Bending my knees a lot so my hips drop down, sweeping my arms out and up, and then chair, exhale, hands to my heart. So inhale, arms reach up, exhale, flat back hinge. If I'm going all the way down, I'm going to let my hands come right to my shins. Inhale, halfway lift, stretching my chest forward. Exhale, forward fold. This is where I let my back round. Then before I come all the way up, I bend my knees and try and flatten my back, sweeping my arms out and up, and then hands to heart. Let's do that flow about 3 more times. Inhale, exhale, flat back hinge. Hands to the chair or your legs or the floor. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold back over. And if you're using the chair, you can let that spine round a bit. Flattening our back first, sweeping the arms out and up, and sitting back in chair. Inhale, sweeping up, opening the hips. Flat back hinge, diving forward. Hands to our legs or the chair. Flat back coming up. And now go ahead and let that spine round. Flatten your back, drop the hips. Chest leads the way as we come up. And chair. One more time through that flow. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, flat back hinge. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Flat back all the way up. And hands to heart. Inhale, arms sweep up. Exhale, arms come down to our sides. standing tall. And now we're going to open our leg back. We're going to open our toes towards the corners, a nice wide leg stance, and do a few sunflowers. Inhale, arms sweep up, and exhale, lowering down. My legs are wide enough apart so that when I lift and lower, my knees reach out right in line between my second and third toe. Once more here. Now I'm reaching my arms up. I'm going to open my arms out into that T, rotate my left foot in, my right foot out, and come into my warrior. Breath in. Then as I exhale, I'm going to bend that knee. Inhale, straightening my leg, and I'll lower my arms, give them a little rest, and then exhale, warrior two. Taking my legs wide enough apart so that when I come down into the warrior, my knee is stacking over my ankle and not going too far past. Unless, of course, you're me with really long femur bones. One more time. Exhale, come down into your warrior two and stay. And then on that inhale, right arm's going to reach to the sky, reverse warrior. Exhale, and lower back down. And this time, let's reach that arm up to the sky. Stay in our reverse warrior. If it does not feel good to look up at your hand, look towards your foot behind you. And your left hand can rest lightly on your thigh or up at your hip to give you a little more support for your back. As we exhale, let's sink just a little deeper into that stretch. And then we'll come back to our warrior two. We're going to step our feet back together, pivot around towards our chair, and do our little flow a couple times. So bringing our feet hip distance apart, we'll inhale, stretching our arms up. Exhale, flat back hinge, diving forward. Hands to the chair or our legs. Inhale, halfway lift, stretch the chest forward. Exhale, let your spine round a little bit. We're going to flatten our backs first. Sweep the arms out and up. And chair, hands to our hearts. 2 more times. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, flat back hinge. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Bend your knees, drop your butt, circle the arms out and up. And chair. 1 more time. Inhale, reach. Flat back, diving forward. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Flat back, hinging up. Chair, hands to our hearts. Circle the arms out and up. And then let your arms come down to your sides. Let's step the leg back again. Opening our toes, and we'll do a couple of our sunflowers. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale and release. Let's reach up. Open our arms out to the side, and this time we'll take that right foot rotated in, left toes out to the side, and come down into our warrior two. As we inhale, we'll let the arms lower for a sec. And then exhale, lift. Making sure our shoulders are stacking over our hips. And it helps if we anchor through the right foot. Put a little bit more energy in that right leg. Come into your warrior two and stay. And now reverse warrior. Left arm to the sky. And then come on back. A little moving warrior. Finding that nice deep stretch through the inner thighs. Coming into our warrior and staying. Neck, wherever it feels best, where you're tension free. Same with your back. Try and find a little deeper stretch through your inner thigh. And we'll come back to warrior two and step our feet back together. Let's come back towards our chair and we'll do one last round of our flow. Stacking our shoulders over our hips. Inhale, arms reaching up. Exhale, flat back hinge, diving forward. Inhale, stretch the chest forward, flat back. Exhale, forward fold, let that spine round. Flat back all the way up. Chair, hands to heart. 2 more times. Hinge hands to the chair or to your legs. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Flat back all the way up. And chair. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, sweeping the arms up. Exhale, flat back hinge, diving forward. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Flat back all the way up. Chair, hands to our hearts. And let's inhale, sweeping the arms up. And exhale, bring our arms to our sides. Just take a couple breaths in and out. And we'll sweep our arms up and bring our hands to our hearts. All right, great job. If you're sticking around, we're gonna put our chairs away and we'll take it down to the floor for the last section.